Good day all, this is South African Prepper here. So recently we got a lot of questions on the comment section about how to start preparing, and that for a lot of people it's fairly confusing to get the process going because there's a lot of things that one needs to consider. So I want to give you some advice today, and even if you are a prepper like we've been for more than 10 years, you can still apply this to your prepping. So what you need to do is you need to do a risk analysis. So how does a risk analysis work? Now I'm going to use South Africa, or the area where I reside in, as a example. Okay, so you can apply this to anywhere in the world. So currently, if you're living in Europe, you need to definitely be doing a risk analysis. So what are the main risks in your area? If you're currently living in Europe, I would say war is a risk. Okay, having a nuclear bomb dropped on you might be a risk, and that includes the Americans as well. So you need to take the risks around you. So in South Africa, one of our major risks is Eskom, that is our electricity supplier. Because we live in a semi-communist country, we've got a state-owned enterprise called Eskom, and they are the monopoly holders of power in South Africa. So the last 14 years we've been going through blackouts or load shedding, and it is not getting better. Okay, so Eskom for us is a big risk. So we had to adjust our preps towards mitigating the risk of when the power goes off. How are we going to charge our radios? Because communication is extremely important. How will we be keeping the deep freezing food going at least until we can finish it? And with power loss comes a loss of water as well, because most of the city's water gets run through a pump, electrical pump. Okay, so this is one example of how to do a risk analysis. The second big risk in South Africa is definitely higher prices at this stage, which leads to unemployment. Okay, unemployment for us is an extremely big risk. And the reason for that is that if people do become unemployment, the result will be like in KZN or Durban, where people go out and loot and burn and take advantage. We saw now in the recent floods in Durban, while the containers are in the rivers being washed away, people are actually looting them. So unemployment for us is a big thing, and unemployment is linked to the economic situation of a country. As soon as your people can't afford to buy food, or they don't have the money to go buy food, they become fairly desperate. Okay, and if they don't have the opportunity to go and work and earn a salary check to go and buy food, the situation becomes fairly dangerous for you. And in South Africa, we've got an unemployment rate, officially they say 43%. I am of the opinion that we're closer to 55%, but that's my opinion. So unemployment for us is a big risk. In South Africa, most cities are surrounded by informal settlements. You can drive through any big city or small town in South Africa, and you'll find on one of the sides of the little little village or the little dorpie, you'll find even in the big cities, you'll find the informal settlement surrounding that specific area. So that is for us a risk that we have to analyze and that we have to mitigate as well. So security and safety and self-defense for us is on the top of that risk analysis as well. So I hope this gives you an idea, if you want to start prepping, how to do the risk analysis. Look at the area where you live. Okay, in some areas the risk might be floods or natural disasters. In South Africa, in that regards, we're fairly lucky. And then from there on, you can start prepping according to the specific risks in your area, or in your state or province or country. This is South African Prepper. Please like, share and subscribe.